Even though I've lived here for years now, there's still places in the gorge that I haven't explored. So I'm going to use the next couple days to do just that and explore some new spots. I have no idea what I'm going to find, if anything, but you never know unless you go. Today I'm at Wyeth Creek Trailhead. It goes up to a couple of waterfalls, and again, I have no idea what the flow is going to look like, but the trail's really pretty. So let's get started. This is not an epic waterfall I'm going to. I know that. It's a small waterfall. Not very big. And that's okay. I don't need it to be big. I just need it to be picturesque, so I can take a nice photograph of it. And I think I'm coming up on it right now. So I think I found a composition I like. Just trying to figure out a nice shutter speed and depth of field, because I'm having to zoom quite a bit because I can't stand in the water. It gets really, really deep, really, really quick. Yeah, I'm going to have to focus stack this, believe it or not, because it's just not giving me the depth of field I need. So I'm going to at least need 2, maybe 3 shots, because I want this boulder that's right here that's got all this moss on it. I want that in the lower left-hand corner of the frame. Really, really like it. And then I've got these rapids coming out of the right-hand side of the frame, and it just follows all the way up to the waterfall. And I'm capturing that really glowy area that's above the waterfall up there, because I think that gives you a nice focal point. I think it's really important the eye has a place to go. And that's definitely the brightest part of the image. It's kind of dark down in this little ravine that I'm in with a creek. So hopefully that's in focus and you can see it. But up here at the very top is going to be the brightest part of the image, and it looks that bright already. Then I got the pretty waterfall coming down through, and I've got this nice boulder that's in my lower left that's got all that great green moss on it that I think looks amazing. And then down here on the bottom right, I've got a nice leading line, an exit point for that water. And I'm at about 1/4 of a second, F11, and like I said, I'm going to have to focus stack, because when I focus to the nearest point right here on this boulder, nothing else is in focus. If I move the focus point further back, then this becomes out of focus. So I got my focus bracketing done. I did one with the camera, letting the camera do it, and then I did one manually, because sometimes I think the camera does way overkill. I think 4 shots is more than enough to get everything sharp from this nice green boulder all the way back to that waterfall. I think it'll be absolutely fine. And if the shot comes out, I think it's really going to be pretty. I might have to clean up a little bit of the clutter here, between here and there. But overall, it's a really pretty scene. I think it's going to be a nice photograph, and I'll show it to you right now. Good morning. Did some very lazy photography this morning. It was really stupid windy. It was cold. So I just pretty much found a really nice overlook with Mount Hood, and the morning sun kind of side lighting it with the gorge and some farms and stuff, and literally sat in the van and just shot out the window. Some pretty photographs. Nothing, super spectacular, but still a really nice photograph, and I'll show that one to you right now. So now I'm at this really pretty little waterfall. It's not really huge, but it's really picturesque and lots of nice composition ideas happening. You see this tree right here is just nice little framing element. I kind of like that. I like the, again, my creek's gonna flow out this lower left side. And I love this green tree over here. Kind of just like framing the waterfall on the left side. I like all of that. The problem that I have is, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but that tree is just, the wind is just moving those leaves a lot. Like it's a lot. So I'm gonna have to do some shutter speed blending. I'll get a shot of the waterfall using the shutter speed that I like to get the look of the water that I want. Obviously get the right depth of field. Once I get that, then I'm going to get increase that shutter speed to whatever it takes to freeze the leaves that are flapping in the wind on that tree. Once I can freeze that, whatever that shutter speed is, and I'm guessing it's going to be at least 1/100 of a second or somewhere around in there, I will adjust my ISO, and if I have to, I will just, I will open up my aperture, because I'm just going for stopping the motion of the leaves, and then I will blend those two images in Photoshop when I'm done. I think this is going to make a really pretty photograph, but before I show it to you, we're going to go back to the office and I'm going to show you how I do the shutter speed blending to put it all together to make one seamless image. I'm back in the office and I've got the two images of that really pretty waterfall that I'm going to have to merge or blend together, those two different shutter speeds, in order to have really sharp leaves and all the trees that we're moving, and then to have the look of the water that I want at the same time. I've got my two images. This one is for the leaves. If you can, I'll zoom into probably even more than 100% so that you can really see this. Let's go to 200%. And this was this is 125th of a second. I was saying there's about 100th of a second in order to freeze those leaves, and 125th is where I landed. If you look at the close-up here of all of our leaves, they look very still. They look very sharp. They're not flapping in the wind, which is great. If you look at the other image, this one is shot for the look of the water that I want. Let's zoom in and take a look at this blur of leaves. And while it might be artistic, it's definitely not the look that I was going for. This is 1/6 of a second, and there's absolutely no way that those leaves are sharp or still. The first thing I want to do is I want to get the exposures between the two images as close as I possibly can, because it's going to make blending them and using the masking in Photoshop just a little bit easier. The first image right here, and then I'll just thumb over to the other one. And the first one is definitely a little darker, so I'm just going to bump the global exposure up a little bit, maybe a little over half a stop, then compare the two. And that looks almost identical. So I'm happy with that. It was really quick and easy. So let's crop the image first. I think that's the first step that we should tackle. I'm looking at this, and I definitely want to get rid of some of this ugly stuff over here on the left-hand side, these fallen branches and just dead trees that are happening. And I find that this rock on the right is just a little bit much. So I'm thinking an 8x10, a 4x5 crop would work pretty well. And already it's kind of getting rid of some of the stuff on the edges that I'm not real jazzed about. And if I just bring this down a little bit, and I'm looking at my waterfall and this tree, and I'm also looking at the little rapids that are coming out this bottom left, because I want all of that goodness, and I want to just have this, again, I'm just trying to like finesse it a little bit. I do like this little bitty tree that's popping out over here as well, so maybe I'll make sure I include the base of that as well. And I do want to have more up here at the top, because I'm going to put a glow at the top. I'm going to add some light, I should say, at the very, very top of this waterfall. And I'm thinking that looks pretty good. I like the way the bottom thirds fall across where these little rapids are right here with these this log that's been there forever. And just the placement of everything looks really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and lock that in. So the next thing, we're going to sync these two together. We're going to just hold down Shift, select the other image of the timeline in the bottom left. Then we're going to go over here to Sync, and everything is checked. Click on Synchronize, and then we'll take a look at the other one. And yep, they are absolutely, they're right there. Oh, did you notice the difference? I did. So when it synchronized it, it actually synchronized the exposure add that I did on that first image. And I don't want to add it on this one because now this one is too bright again. So I'm going to just remove that. And now the two images are just about exact. So to get these into Photoshop where we can do our shutter speed blending, we're just going to click on the first one, hold down Shift, click on the second one, right click, and then we'll say Edit In, Open as Layers in Photoshop. We're going to click on that, and it's going to launch Photoshop and load those in. After we've got our two images loaded as layers in Photoshop, they'll appear over here in the bottom corner of the Layers palette. We're going to Shift click on the bottom one so that we select both, and we always do this even though I was on a tripod, no matter what. We want to auto align the layers, use auto, click on OK, and it won't take but a second because they are absolutely perfectly aligned. And if I click the little eyeball, you can see that everything stays the same except that tree and the water. So we're good to go. The next thing we're going to do is we just need to blend in, we need to mask and hide all of those all the blurry trees. And so that all we see is the stuff that's just frozen. And so we can do that by putting a layer mask on the image and then revealing what's underneath it. So we're going to put in on the top layer here, this is my good waterfall that I like the look of the water. So we're going to click on the mask button. Nothing looks like it changed, but it actually did. If I zoom in, there's my waterfall, but I've got all my leaves are just really, really blurry. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this mask to like punch a hole so we can see that layer underneath it, but just in the areas that we want. So we'll do a brush. We hit B for brush. Here's our colors. White reveals, black conceals. So everything on the mask over here, you notice that it is white. That means it's revealing this whole top layer. You can see it. So in order to see underneath this layer, we need to paint with the color black. So we're going to take and just click right here and it'll swap the colors, or you can use the hotkey X and it will just toggle between the two colors. So as long as we've got black painted, and the important thing is that the mask is selected, not the layer. The mask is selected. Because if we have the layer selected and we paint, this is what happens. And we don't want that. We want the mask. And we want the color to be black. Once we've got that, all we have to do is paint. And just like magic, as we paint, our branches that are just swaying in the wind like crazy are now absolutely still and look amazing. There's absolutely no problem as we paint across this. And we can use a bigger brush. I can make that brush really big. As a matter of fact, I will zoom out a little bit. And since we can't really see the detail of the leaves at this zoom level, we can hit the backslash key and it'll put the mask up there so that we can just color in and we can tell where we've colored. So we want to make sure that we hit any area that has things that could move based on the wind being able to move it. So as I look around, there's really nothing else. That should cover everything right there. And so now I've got an image that's got the look of the water that I want, and I don't have any moving leaves. Everything is nice and static and sharp in my image. If you've watched this far, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. If you could, just take a second and hit that thumbs up and then go ahead and subscribe and click that notification bell. It really, really helps my channel grow. It puts the content out to a wider audience, and I really, really appreciate it. Also, please visit my website at jamesparkerphoto.com. You can join me on a workshop. Now is the perfect time to set something up with me. My schedule is filling fast. So if you'd like to get with me to do some landscape photography here in the Pacific Northwest, reach out to me, check a look at my website, look at my workshop page, and pick something out. Get in touch with me and let's set something up and create some amazing images. For this waterfall image, I actually did the shutter speed blending on two different compositions, one with the tree, one without. And the process was identical, but the composition is the only thing that changed. So which one do you like the best, the one with the tree or the one without? Let me know in the comments below. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.